Another beautiful day out here in Alaska. Just like I remember it. We'll see how far I go today. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees, which should be nice. Yesterday would have been super hot for a ride. Staying in the shade, huh? Cooling off a little bit. Everything is so nice and green from all the rain. It's beautiful. Here I thought I was on the trail on all trails, but I'm already completely off it, which is fine. I'll just go rip around. I'm just gonna get lost. I just caught my pedal on a rock, and whew, that would have been the under part of my toe. She'd be gone. We're at Rachel's dad's friend's place. They have a winter home here in Gold Canyon, and 2 years ago they had just purchased the property and were renovating some stuff in the house, and they said if you guys want to come by and park out in the driveway, use the shower and all that stuff, and use the golf cart and pool. So that's what Rachel and I did, and it was super nice. This was the first time I met him and his wife, and then their daughter and son-in-law, and really nice people. So if I pound out a healthy enough ride, Rachel and I will probably go soak at the hot tub. I just love it. It's so amazing being able to bike in all these new places and have our house right in the trailhead parking lot, go back, have lunch, stay in all these places, and just it feels like it's a hack. It feels like it should be illegal, just based off all of the rules that are put in place for us. It's like, so we could just go stay and camp in all these places for free, chase the weather, and you see everyone else out on these trailheads just happy, getting fresh air, and it's crazy. That would be fun. I think I need to get a dirt bike to haul around with Rachel and I, for sure. Speaking of parking lot, we got there at 8 o'clock, and holy smokes, I was like, oh, well, we got to get there early because we're in a 24-foot van. You wouldn't believe the amount of cars there. And right now, it's a zoo, people just circling. And I tried to jackknife into this one spot, and the guy in front of us like poked his head out of the window of the SUV, and he's like, hey man, you want me to scoot forward a bit? And he's like, oh, the car in front of us is also with us, we can all scoot forward a bit. And I was like, huh, dude, that would be huge. So that was a really nice gesture on his part, because I would not have fit, and then there's nowhere where we would have parked because that was the only parallel spot open. So thanks, random dude, for hooking up the spot and allowing me to ride today. I'm so excited to bike in Sedona and Moab. I think we decided that's where we'll head after this, somewhere in that general direction. You know, the more Rachel and I do this, the more we realize, like, we're never gonna do it all. We're never gonna see it all. It's one of those things of where we've seriously done so much in such a short period of time that it's just like, we're never gonna look back on this and be like, wow, that was reckless, that was stupid. Check this out. So, here's what I will say. What Rachel and I need to do, I gotta let my shoulder rest. Park our van down below and bike up with tents and stay here. This would be a dream. Stargazing, yeah, so that's all the dispersed land right down there. I just gotta kind of be mindful of that. I don't know this trail, so if I start bombing down it and then there's a sharp turn, I'm SOL. Which way do I want to go? Well, I also got to remember I'm coming back up this more than likely. On the other side of that mountain, 6 miles that way over by Gold Canyon, I ended up on that top ridge there. That mountain went down all this where you see that white camper and that gray one came through here, came over here, up in here, up this. Now I'm up this mountain and check out that little nook as I hit a rock as I'm looking at it and get swept down. Oh, nice to be out of the sun. I'm pretty burnt. I should put my hood on. That'll kind of film me. Anyways, this is lunch, or the lunch spot. It's pretty sweet. There's like a little nook opening. I have got some sun today. What a view. But yeah, this little nook's pretty cool. Sweet view. 9.5 miles so far. I think I'm gonna do the whole loop within this regional park here. And then I'll have a decent ride home, or to the van. So I literally just brushed by a cactus, hit some thorns. These things are crazy, man. That was all the way in. I took out what was there, but I could feel, I was like, oh man, my leg's going numb. And just this part up to where it's like red there, that was all the way in my foot. Oh, that hurt. Make sure all of them are out of there. I think it was one of those jumping churros. Those things are nasty, man. You fall into one of those. And Zeke, poor Zeke, when we were in Tucson, got one on his back leg. Oh yeah, back to normal. I was like, damn, has that thing got like some sort of poison in it? My leg's going numb, but the thorn was still in it. Zeke got one of those on his back leg and then went to bite it off and got them all in his mouth. Oh, poor guy. Let's see here, a little recap. I've been sitting here for just a little bit, catching my breath. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Just views everywhere you look. Hopefully there's no abrupt turns because I'm kind of cooking. It's fun. something I should know by now is I should always plan on finding like other trails and going for a 100-mile ride, even though I've never done a 100-mile ride. Because it's like every time I tell myself, oh, it's 4 miles. Now, you know, I'll be probably at 21 or 22 miles for this ride. Didn't wear gloves, so my hands are just raw. I did thankfully bring a long sleeve shirt and enough water. A prime example, there's some techie stuff, like just rocks here, came over that, came up on this, was fine, then hit this one, went like that, caught myself, but I hit my damn foot on the pedal pretty good. But had I not caught myself and continued to go over, I would have went right into that pretty good. It would have sucked, it would have hurt. Son of a biscuit. It's close. It's funny. I don't realize how much I like play ping pong in my head about all these different things until like I stop and I'm like, dude, you just been grinding and analyzing and thinking inside your head. I think that's why it's so important to like verbally say stuff out loud so your thoughts don't run away from you. But what I've been thinking about is like, Rachel and I really want to buy land, like we just don't know where and what makes the most sense. And like, we're not, excuse me, in any huge rush to get a house. We just want land. I mean, a tiny house would be great, and that's kind of the direction of our future right now, because we want to continue to do this stuff, travel, you know, do the things that we love and enjoy, stay out of debt. But it's kind of just one of those things, like where to? Where do we want to live? Where do we want to plant roots? And it's tough, especially in the sense of we've been in so many places and explored so much that it's tough to think about just settling down to one area. So anyways, I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's just kind of banging around in my head. It's like, we're very blessed. I don't want to hit that churro. To have the relationship we do, and we're both on the same page as far as what we want. What we enjoy. So I mean, that's huge. There's not one of us trying to convince the other person like, let's live this lifestyle. It's like we're both on board, and that's incredible. That's so rare. Like, I found my person after being with the wrong person for so long. It's like it's just insane. I could have spent my whole life with the wrong person, and that's it. That's your greatest investment, or potentially your worst investment, is spending time with the wrong person, you know, especially if it's someone that doesn't bring out the best in you. So the fact that Rachel and I have that, it's like everything else is just a bonus to us. Like, if we have somewhere to be out of the, you know, have a form of shelter, it doesn't have to be a big house. You know, we're happy, and we have the ability to go and do whatever we want, like anywhere, you know. Or like, we get sick of an area, where to next? We're trying to decide if we want to spend this weekend in a national park, Sedona, or Death Valley. Like, it's, you know, the opportunities and possibilities are endless. And because we stepped outside of our comfort zone and decided to, you know, attempt to do this lifestyle, and it worked out, like, here we are. And everyone else, it's like, oh, must be nice, must be nice. And it's like, dude, go do it yourself. I mean, if you have kids, it makes it a little more difficult, for sure. Still not impossible. But yeah, the majority of your income is going to a house or an apartment that you don't even want to spend time in. Okay, maybe you're a homebody, sure, but you work. You have to work more to pay for said house or apartment. So then you're out of said house or apartment even more. You want to get out on the weekends, do things, explore. I mean, that's what Rachel and I like to do. So it's like, how much of your time is actually spent at said house or apartment that's sucking up a good portion of your income, How much of that are you heating and cooling and not even utilizing the rooms, just storing stuff that you don't even need? Think about that for a second. When I sold my house, it was like, I realized, wow, look at all the amount of stuff that I have that I don't need. And you know, I made a decent amount of money off selling some of that stuff, but most of the rooms were just filled with stuff. I wasn't a hoarder, I just had stuff. Electronics. And now that Rachel and I are traveling and doing all this stuff, it's like, let's put our money towards experiences. Why I don't need anything else. Anyways, it's really interesting. And you know, Rachel left her job. We hit the road for 134 days, and on our way back home she was really emotional. You know, she didn't sell her house and wasn't in, I guess, the position I was in, to where I was like, I sold everything I had and was able to kind of float off that, or she had a savings, but she's like, okay, now what? We're going back home and I don't have a job, I don't have an apartment, you don't have a house, what are we doing? And an opportunity fell into our lap for a new career change. And when you start just believing in the dream and what makes you happy and focusing on what's important, the rest kind of just, I feel like, falls into play. And I obviously have to figure that out for myself, for what I want to do and what's the long-term goal, career. But I think the key component of that is when you dial everything back and you're not spending as much money. House, rent, electric bill. Our electric is free. We had our initial investment, but that is well paid for itself at this point, to where our electric is free. Our water generally we get from national parks, which we pay $80 for the year for our national park pass. And then we use a couple other apps for like couch surfers and stuff, like, not couch surfers, but it's a similar platform called Boondockers. We get our water there. Our garbage is free. We have a Walmart bag every couple of days, maybe 2, and we throw them away at gas stations when we fill up on diesel. We pay $22 a month for unlimited showers and gym access for both of us, so $11 each. We can shower in our van if we want to, but usually we're trying to conserve water to where it doesn't make sense to take a half-an-hour shower, and that sort of a deal. So you think about all that stuff. Rachel's rent was like $1,400 a month. I had my mortgage, I had a roommate, but you know, she had a car payment, and eliminate all that stuff and it's like you could float by on a really modest income. We don't go out to eat that much. I mean, sometimes we do, mostly with friends and when we're meeting up with people, but other than that, it's like we just cooked burgers last night, and the two of us will get 3 full meals out of that for like $15. So it's hard to justify going out to eat and getting a beer and spending $100 and having 1 meal, you know. But anyways, that's kind of my rant. It's just, it's crazy. It feels like it's a hack. Like, we'll see if these make it back. I picked some flowers for Rachel. Probably it'll be the thought that counts, because by the time I get back there, I'm sure they'll be trash. But oh, exhausted I've been from a ride in maybe even my whole life. I'm not kidding. I'm like just completely gassed, 0 energy, nothing in the tank. Floating on home with the gas tank is past E, like below E. Oh, I just saw a sign that said parking lot this way. So that means there may be a chance that I survive this. I think I've done, it's got to be 27 miles at this point. Oh man. And I don't mean 27 miles around town. That's still a ride. Like, cruising around town and stuff, sure, but climbing up and down, and 27 hard miles. Oh, beautiful though, absolutely gorgeous. 0 regrets, but I am tuckered out.